Willie D Live.
You said something too. You said, is it the reality that they're glamorizing? And you could ask him, but I'd say it's not. Dudes don't understand the type of woman most of the time that is attracted to that type of lifestyle are dysfunctional. We'll say it now, which you 10 years ago you wouldn't say it. Mental illness. You know, they've been molested. Their parents was on drugs. You know, they're mentally messed up. And it takes a certain type of individual to be able to deal with that. You know, and most dudes could not and wouldn't want to. It's not as glamorous as you think, dealing with a bunch of crazy, mentally ill women who have a lot of deep trauma, you know, and it comes out in all these different ways. So, you know, these dudes out here, it's like this. I tell dudes, they come to me for coaching and they talk about this pimp shit. And I try to tell them, what is it that makes you want to be a quote unquote, what are you looking at? Let's break it down. And most of the time I tell them, listen, everything that you glamorize and see about the game, you don't got to be in the game to do it. If you want to have multiple women, you can have that. If you want to have control of your household, you can have that. If you want to dress slick, talk slick, you can do that. Play game on a bigger level. Man, I'm going to tell you like this, and a lot of people ain't going to like it. Man, there's nothing impressive to me about you being able to convince some slow 18, 19-year-old to give you some money. That's not impressive. What's impressive to me is, can you take your game and do big game and do big business? Have employees, run a sophisticated business, you know,
which is real pimping.
Yeah, that's real game. So if you still just playing this little game, man, that's nothing. They playing big game, politicians, corporations, that's big game they running around here. So you can't impress me with that little game. And I would say, man, just look at the bigger game of the bigger world.
And they asked me, they said, how did you send a young boy, 8 years old, King Moore, to the White House? I said, man, you know, if you change your mentality, you'll change your reality. You got to change your attitude to change your aptitude. You know, everything that we see, you know, you can change your paradigm by changing your thinking. You know, I look at it like this. When I was a kid, I said, I got to change something. Because if you do what you always done, you're going to get what you always get. If you want to do something you ain't never done, you got to do something you ain't never did. So when you change your life one fraction, you know, say, I ain't going to put no hoes out there on the street no more. I'm going to turn my DVDs into hoes. I'm going to turn these property into hoes. You know, just one little fraction will change the whole trajectory of your life. And I think that that's what these young people need to understand, that, you know, leaders are readers. You know, you got to definitely read, and you got to be a thinking man. The Honorable Noble Joe Ali said, if I can get my people to think, they'll save themselves. I think it was Shakespeare said, or one of those philosophers, maybe it was Socrates, as a man thinketh, so is he. So, you know, that is the key to all of this transition and transformation, you know. And another thing, Willie, I want to talk about real briefly, because I like to make this analogy, is sexual transformation. Transmutation, excuse me. So sexual transmutation simply means that you're transmuting your desire for sex for your desire for your goals. You know, the same amount of stimuli that you put into your sexual appetite, you need to put into the appetite for succeeding. And you will see a tremendous change just by changing your thinking.
Man, we talking game right here. Look, let me tell you something. Growing up, I liked to be around women just as much as any other man. Mm-hmm. But when my money wasn't right, when my money was funny, I ain't feel like I deserved no woman. I didn't deserve to be. I thought, like, I looked at a woman as like a reward, like having sex was like a reward to me. Right. So I didn't feel, I couldn't even get excited. Like when I was broke, money ain't right, money funny, I can't even get excited. So I don't even know how dudes be broke and be like, and all they can think about is sex.
Get it, Goldie. The great female. He got the perfect answer for you.
What you mean?
The great female con.
Oh, you want me to break that down?
Putting the pussy down on the lower pedestal.
Well, this is what I'm saying. He's saying break down the great female con. That's what we out here. We on this crusade, right? And I call it the great female con, right? The woman has tricked the man by every metric, apples to apples, oranges to oranges. If you take every metric, the woman is almost always less valuable than the man. But women as a collective have put this great female con on the world to make the man believe he's less valuable than the woman, and it's ingenious. You see these athletes, they got all this success, all this fame, all of this money, and then they have this woman coming in the household telling me what he can and can't do, making him feel like she's the prize, when on every metric, from financially, status-wise, all of these things, he's more valuable. And these dudes do it in a relationship. If I'm coming in and I'm paying all the bills and I'm taking care of the household, how is it that my woman is running the situation? Because she is the great female con, to make a man believe that she is more valuable, when in reality, the man is almost always more valuable. Where does a woman derive her value? value from? Her looks. Looks fade. How can something destined to go away be more valuable than a man when a man's value is based on his utility, which he could have a utility at 70 years old? You will see a 70-year-old man with a 20-year-old woman, but you'll never see a 70-year-old woman with a 20-year-old man. What's most valuable in society about most women is something that always goes away, which makes the man by default always with the potential to be more valuable.